Hello everyone! Today we're going to be continuing our unit on instruments of a rock band, and as you might have guessed, today we are looking at the drum kit. Now the drum kit is actually made up of lots of different types of drums and cymbals. We're going to take a look at what each of those ones are, and then we're going to try and learn something called a basic rock beat. This is what most common rock songs that you hear will have some variation on this kind of rock beat. You may have heard it, in fact. It sounds a little something like this. Let's break it down and see how it works. First things first, we need to take a look at the different kinds of drums that we are using. As you can see when looking from this angle, the drum kit is actually made up of several drums and cymbals. We have the large kick drum or bass drum on the floor. We have two toms mounted on top of it. We have a floor tom around to the side. And then over this side we have what's called the snare drum, this white one here. There are also three cymbals, the crash and ride and the hi-hat, which is actually technically two cymbals held close together. Today we're going to be using the kick drum or bass drum, the snare and the hi-hat. Down on the floor, we have the kick drum or bass drum. It is played by pressing this kick pedal here. To play a basic rock beat, we kick the kick drum on beats 1 and beats 3 out of a 4-beat pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the snare drum. We play the snare drum with one of our drum sticks. To play the basic rock beat, we're going to play the snare on beats 2 and 4 out of a 4-beat rock pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have our kick drum and our snare drum alternating back and forth. Kick, snare, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have the hi-hat. The hi-hat is actually made up of two cymbals pressed closely together. We can open them up and close them back together again by using this pedal. Usually in our basic rock beat, they're going to stay closed. We play these 2 hits on every beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So putting all of those elements together, we have the kick drum and the snare drum doing alternating beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And in the meantime, we have our other hand playing the hi-hat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so it's going quite quickly. You might find it easier when you're putting this together to start with the kick, snare, and then add in the hi-hat. Or you might find it easier to start with the hi-hat, get that happening automatically, start counting to yourself 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so on. See if you can build up that pattern as you go. Now, of course, I'm not expecting you to have a drum kit of your own, although if you do, that's awesome. What you can do instead is just get 2 sticks. They might be drumsticks, they might be pencils, they might be sticks from the garden, chopsticks, any kind of long pointy objects like this. You're going to hold one in each hand, and you're going to have the basic rock beat set up just using the objects around you. I'm going to use my foot on the floor, I'm going to use one stick on my knee and the other stick on the edge of the table. So like I said when I was demonstrating at the drum kit, you can set this up one of 2 ways. You can either get your kick drum and snare drum happening, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And then add in your hi-hat pattern as you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you might choose to do it the other way around. You might start with the hi-hat, get that automatic 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. However you manage to get all 3 parts working together, is up to you. What I would like to see is a video of yourself performing that basic rock beat, all three elements: the kick drum on beats 1 and 3, the snare drum on beats 2 and 4, and the hi-hat on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 hits per beat. Please send me a video of that via Seesaw by the end of the week. Good luck and happy practicing!